People are making thousands of dollars in the crypto gaming space right now. Mobile games, they're the most popular by far. Most of the revenue that comes out every single year for gaming in general comes from mobile. So when we're looking at places where we want to put in our time, mobile is not only the easiest, but a lot of the time it's the most lucrative. I'm going to be breaking down the top mobile games. I've played all of these games, spent a little bit too much time, but it's all for you. All I ask is that you go ahead, like and subscribe if you enjoy the content, and let's get right into the video. So the first one is called Super Champs. They just recently started the season 1 of their play to airdrop event. They have 2 games with a combined over 5 million downloads. The first one is Racket Rampage. Reminds me a lot of Wii Tennis. You have special abilities based on the gear that you have. They have Genesis NFTs that also give you extra points for participating in this play to airdrop event. And on top of that, they have Bullet League, which is a battle royale top-down game, which, I mean, if you've got any controller, you're gonna have a huge advantage in. They're both very hyper casual, can get very complex depending on how far you want to take it. And in my opinion, it's my current favorite mobile game to go ahead and grind during the month of July. The second game I want to talk about is Spellborn, which recently started their season 1 higher stakes. This is a game that is built by indie developers. I know there are a lot of people talking about this on X currently. It's pretty much, think of Pokemon on the Game Boy, but then add NFTs to it. That's what it reminds me of. I don't think it has the most impressive gameplay in the world, but I still think that as an indie development studio, I think that they're likely to launch at a lower valuation. There aren't that many people playing on it right now, so that does give you opportunity to go ahead and play Spellborn right now on the browser for a game that is going to be coming soon, as stated by their X page, on iOS, Android, as well as PC. So if you're a Pokemon hunk that's wanting a nostalgia trip, try yourself some Spellborn. Fableborn is the next game. It's an ARPG. It's Clash of Clans meets Diablo. You have a base defense component, which is very similar to Clash of Clans, and my personal favorite is their dungeon mode, which right now their play to airdrop event is featuring. I completed levels 1 through 70, also played in the dungeon derby. But let me tell you, they're telling you that there's a token to take home. I'm thinking that this token is going to be a banger because this game, it looks Supercell level. The gameplay is very, very, very fluid. And right now it has a ton of mindshare. A ton of people are playing it, which could only be good things for this game. They have a social quest, but to be honest, it's really easy to go ahead and complete. Fableborn.com/quests. It's not really that crazy. By the way, for all of the games that I'm listing here, I am going to be putting the link in the description. Some of them have referral codes, some of them don't have referral codes, but I wanted to make it as easy as possible for you to go ahead and personally get into all of these games. The next game is Wild Forest. Now, Wild Forest is my Ronin game of the month. Wild Forest right now has the season 2 of their play to airdrop, which recently started. They're allocating 2.5% of their WF token supply, which is reserved for the top 8,000 players and 2,000 random participants. So if you're not top 8,000, you're likely not going to get this because right now Wild Forest actually has over 100,000 downloads just on the Google Play Store. Most people are playing on the Mavis Hub, so this game has a ton of downloads right now. I've played it. If you're going to be getting into this one, this is a time-sensitive one because they have marathon rewards, which give you more and more trophies, which you're going to need. If you're someone that wants to get this WF token, right now, the only place you're going to be able to get it is on the Signal Fire, which every 12 hours, you light the Signal Fire, you keep it protected, and you get a chance at getting tokens, which you're going to need because there are units, there are NFTs, there are tons of different ways. This is a complex economy and one you're not going to want to miss out because on the Ronin network, things tend to get a little bit played, to say the least. Paradation is the next one, and right now it's on browser, but they did go ahead and tease a mobile build for this game. Right now, it's the most hyped play to airdrop event in the entire crypto space. People made thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars by playing this play to airdrop campaign. It is absolutely insane. They have booty points. I haven't played too much just yet. I played every now and then, but I've got to say that for the rewards, Pirate Nation is absolutely insane. There are really long queue times because there's so many people trying to play this. It is a fully on-chain game. That means every single interaction within Pirate Nation is a transaction on the blockchain, which I think is awesome. It's pretty much one of the only games that has gotten any sort of adoption doing this method alone, and Pirate Nation is doing a phenomenal job. They have several game modes. One of them is the Gauntlet. It's a card game. You have a ship, which depends on your ship. It could be a frigate, it could be a galleon, it could be just a good old little boat, but you use your deck to go ahead and defeat people. Your NFTs, you level them up over time. There's a lot to do in Pirate Nation, and the really cool thing is they launched a token, and this token has actually been able to sustain itself. This is something that I don't really say very often. Most crypto gaming tokens don't do too well when it comes to this, but right now, Pirate Nation, it's shocking the world. The community made a majority of the profits when this thing actually went ahead and launched, and in my opinion, a game that takes care of their community is a game that will succeed long term. The next game is Mavia. Now, here's a Mavia, Clash of Clans on the blockchain. That's exactly what we're getting here. And one of the really cool things, and I think Heroes of Mavia, in my opinion, is being slept on. It was one of the most hype launches earlier this year, really calmed down a ton, but they recently actually went ahead and announced Ruby Battles. Ruby Battles are now available on Heroes of Mavia. This is a in-game ecosystem that right now people are battling each other for. People have earned tons and tons and tons of these rubies by going ahead and playing. You see Axe Billionaire here earning 16,000 ruby by playing Heroes of Mavia. And the really cool thing about rubies is that these things do have value. Ruby is actually one of the most sustainable tokens out there. There are a lot of people that ask why some of these mobile crypto games have, premium tokens like Sapphire for Heroes of Mavia. I like how Heroes of Mavia is pretty blunt about it. It's a requirement to be compliant with Apple and Google, and that's really important when it comes to these mobile games, that they're taking care of Apple, they're taking care of Google so that they can stay listed on there. And Heroes of Mavia continuing to build on itself. They've had graphics updates, they've had new units. They're just all over the place trying to make this work. Their token, while it has bled a ton since the beginning of this year from its launch, it has bottomed out and gone up over 80%. So it is a token that is coming back and, in my opinion, deserves more attention. PlayEmber is the next one on this list. It is the hyper casual hub. When it comes to hyper casual games, I don't think that there's any competition in the crypto gaming space right now. PlayEmber is absolutely dominating. They have over 120 million downloads, 5 million monthly active users. They're backed by some of the biggest in the space. They're a top Web3 gaming studio. They had a social questing platform earlier this year. It was for the MB list, their NFTs. Their NFTs have been holding their value. And so, to say the least, there may be an opportunity here for people to play this game, or, well, all the games, because they have actually quite a few games here, and be able to get some of the benefit for playing PlayEmber while a lot of people are beginning to sleep on this ecosystem. If you actually look at some of the games that they have here, for example, HyperCards here has 5 million plus downloads just on Google Play. So this is a crypto gaming ecosystem that you're definitely not going to want to sleep on, and presumably so, they will likely have some kind of token that will come out in the later end of this year. They have, a ton of different things for their core pillars. They've got gaming, IP growth, partnerships, and the MB IP growth. MB will feature in a TV show streamed to 300 million households with crypto nights. There's just so much here for PlayEmber. And so for my hyper casual pick, if you're not someone that likes taking gaming too seriously, you just want to play very casually, PlayEmber is that pick very easily. Now, if you're someone that likes more competitive games, you're like a CSGO player, and you're also predominantly in the Asian sphere, because this is a huge game in Asia, Matrix Fire is that game. Matrix Fire, it's very similar to Counter-Strike, Valorant, some of those games where you go buy your equipment, your 5v5 team, you guys are trying to battle it out and destroy each other. They actually do have esports for this game, which I think is absolutely awesome. Matrix Fire, though, it's only one of many for what the actual company underlying it is trying to produce. Matrix is trying to do a Web3 cultural entertainment platform and infrastructure. This is a huge narrative over in Asia, and in my opinion, should be all around the world. They do have a token for Matrix Fire, which has held its own. I mean, it's held its own the entire time. The token is pretty much ranging from where it ended up starting, which I can't say for a lot of these crypto gaming coins, if I'm honest. Their NFTs as well have been doing pretty well. I mean, honestly, it's down 17% on this one, up 17% on this one. They've been holding their own during this crypto gaming winter. A Matrix Fire, I think, is one of those where you'll grind Matrix Fire and you will get weapon skins that you'll be able to sell. But overall, you're trying to bet on the greater ecosystem with what Matrix is trying to do. They're not just doing Matrix Fire. They've got Matrix Battle, they've got Matrix War, they've got Matrix Evolution. An entire ecosystem of games already have a ton of users playing it just with Matrix Fire. And the last game on this list is The Beacon. Now, The Beacon right now is only on browser, but it will be introduced to mobile sometime, hopefully later this year. They did have a New Frontiers quest, which was a play to airdrop campaign where you would just go ahead, do some very simple tasks. You'd go into dungeons. This is a dungeon crawler game. You hop on there, you have enemies. They have user generated content. So there are people that can actually make their own dungeons, which I think is awesome. You can go ahead, customize your home. You can customize your character. There are tons and tons of ways to integrate blockchain technology into this. And on top of that, after the end of their season 1 for New Frontiers quest, they introduced a brand new NFT to this ecosystem, which is called Rite of Passage. Rite of Passage has actually been holding about the floor price from when people minted it. I think it was around $380, $400, despite people honestly not really thinking this was even possible. It was 10,000 NFTs, millions of dollars raised for a gaming ecosystem. It can tell you a little bit of the story as to how many people are bullish on this. The Beacon is one of the few games within the crypto gaming industry that have raised through equity and not through their token, which I think is really important, because if you raise through your token, then there are a bunch of people that are going to be taking profit and dumping straight on you the second that thing goes live. When you raise through equity, that's the company, and it's a lot more sustainable for the token long term, which I'm really bullish on. I also think the Beacon's gameplay is pretty solid, definitely needs work, but of course, a lot of these crypto games are still heavy under development, and to be honest with you, are getting a lot more fun. I mean, I've been playing way too many crypto games. I've got like red eye syndrome out here. Of course, none of this is financial advice. Use your time where you want to use it. Pretty much all of these games are 100% free. I will be leaving the links in the description for all of these games. Did I miss a game that I should probably be grinding? I'm gonna go ahead, check the comments below. One lucky winner is gonna win $100 worth of, I don't know, whatever cryptocurrency you want. Let's do Ethereum. So put your Ethereum wallets below. I'll choose a random winner, send it over. Hopefully you guys like it. I'll feature it in the next video. Till the next time, stay classy, and that's all.